Good day, my good people. Welcome to my channel. If you're old subscriber, thank you so much. Your support is recognized and highly appreciated. If this is the first time for the new subscribers, thank you for stopping by. I'm so honored. I'm grateful that you joined this little community. And on this channel, we are talking about faith-based content. We talk about career tips and advice and life. And as it happened, part of my life happened in Germany, in Europe, Germany. So today I will be talking about how is life like for a black person in Germany, a black single mother, African single mother in Germany. My people, being a single parent is extremely challenging. It's extremely difficult. It was not designed to be that way. You are supposed to have support, but if things happen, you just have to pull yourself together and pull this wagon, the wagon, and of being a single parent and being there for your children. So it's difficult anyway in the world, but it's another level of difficult in Germany. Why? Because number one, this German culture is not very the community is not very supportive. They are not very supportive of each other even, and of anyone else. There is no person, you will not grow that friendship and relationship with the community that you are living with, and whereby the neighbor or the someone at the elderly in the community will see and support this single mom. There is nothing like that. So in Namibia, we will become family if you live for so long in the same place, same street, same yard, same area, same apartment building block. You become family. I lived in one block for 7 years in Germany, but trust me, I did not even feel comfortable leaving my key with the neighbors for my children to pick up, or asking my neighbor to keep my child a little bit or watch over my child a little bit while I'm going somewhere, or my child waiting with them a little bit until I come back. Those things are not happening. So that community unit, that tie, that love, that support that we know back home in Africa is not there. Maybe for some other people, they built that community with German and as a foreigner, but for me it was not there. It never got to that point. Although I was really trying to be friendly, I would be, as I was at home, I would be collecting people's posts, people who are in jobs, working and not home. I will be collecting. I was trying to be friendly because I needed help. Also, I needed someone else to support me also when I needed them. But unfortunately, it was one-sided friendliness. People are not really supportive or helpful or open to have that relationship. So that was number one. That was my biggest struggle. For number two, of course, racism and discrimination. If you are a person living abroad alone, also it's humiliating. It's embarrassing to be treated differently, to be shout names at Ausländer, get out of my country, foreigner, get out of my country. Those things are extremely humiliating. People staring you down. These are not curious stares. People try to sugarcoat that German culture is it's a cultural thing. People are just curious. They just stare. But it's not polite to stay. When we were children, we were told it's not polite to stay. It's rude to stay. So these stares are also not friendly stares. It's not curious stares. It's staring and then shaking heads, and then you can see this person is disgusted by you. You can see this person wants to make sure that you are not welcome there. They want to make you uncomfortable. Those stares. Now, even as a person, even as an adult coming there, living there, you are exposed to these things, and but you grow that thick skin. You just decide you are there for a reason. But bringing children in that scenario is extremely difficult. You know, whatever you're facing, your children are also facing, and it's difficult to live with that. Difficult to know that that is the life you will be living, that is how life will go. It is difficult to teach your children to be aware, to ignore, to be, it's based on their skin. It's because they look different that they are being treated differently. So as a mother, it was really a struggle for me. So that was the second point. The third point is not having that partner, that especially not having a German partner with you. I remember my cousin once told me they were going shopping, and as they entered the store, the guy, the husband was in front, the German husband was in front of her with the children, and she was behind. As the husband walked in, the guy at the stop just at the door just stopped her, and she was confused, but she stood there, not knowing what to do. And she could also not shout at the husband because the husband was a bit further from her. But the husband realized the wife is not behind him, and he turned back and came to the door and like, what's going on? And the guy just said, and she said, no, he stopped me. He doesn't want me to go in. And the guy just said, no, she misunderstood me. That's one thing about German people. Most of them, not all of them, don't apologize for treating you bad. They don't apologize or take responsibility of admitting their mistake. So they would rather blame you. They would say you misunderstood them, or they will deny it. So the guy said, no, she misunderstood, and they end that. Now imagine for a person, single mom, not having that German partner to call and say, hello, the guy is not letting. So it's a struggle. You are always, not always, but sometimes you are in situations where you are bullied and treated differently because you are just a foreigner, you are just an African. And I remember another incident when my son came home crying, saying he was chased out of a out of a grocery store. They even took his shopping. So I again asked the German brother-in-law, my cousin's husband, and he went and came back and said, no, they just thought it's these foreigners coming to steal, which was not acceptable for me. You cannot treat someone differently based on their color and treat a child, traumatize a child like that. If that would happen to a German child, they would need psychology, they would need therapy, they would be traumatized, they would be scared. But for an African child, they can be treated like that, and they must just accept it. They are foreigners. And that was things that I was so not happy with. I did not want to accept their reasoning that they would say, yeah, because it's a foreigner, we thought he's here to steal. And my son was struggling with that. My son was a bit afraid to go to shopping, would always tell children, please keep your receipt, please. That fear was installed in us that we must be always careful because we will be treated differently because of our skin color. So the children would be always, even my cousins, she would always tell me that she's constantly reminding a little boy when she's sending him, please keep your receipt, please keep your receipt. You know what happened to your cousin. So that those things are just part of the struggle. While life already has its own struggles, these little things are just adding on top. And for a single parent, single mother, it was just too much. It was just unnecessary stress added on top. So those are the first 3 points. The next one is choosing where to live. If you're African, my advice for African foreigners would be try to live in big cities. Big cities, people are more open-minded. People, they are also more English speakers. Some cities are university towns, cities, and these people are always exposed to foreigners compared to smaller towns. Where we lived, it was a small town, and racism and discrimination was extreme. So yeah, try to live in bigger cities. But another disadvantage of living in bigger cities is the cost of living. The accommodation is extremely high. The cost of living is high. The accommodation cost is expensive. And for a single parent, single mom trying to have a job, trying not to live off the state support, it was challenging. It is extremely difficult to live where your family would feel comfortable and where your family would feel more safer, where discrimination and racism is not as severe as in smaller towns. So not having that second income, not having that financial support will also lead to living in the areas where you can afford but where you are not happy, where your children are constantly being discriminated against, having racist attacks, all those things. So cost of living was not allowing me to live in bigger cities, although I really wanted to live in a bigger city. When we were visiting big cities, we were feeling so different. The feeling is so different. And when we came back to our little town, we always was knew and were aware that we are unwanted. So try to live in bigger cities. It is, if you can afford, it is more open-minded. People are more open-minded. People are more friendlier. So that was also one thing I struggled with. As a single parent, one income, I could not afford to live where I wanted to live. So that was another point. The next point is, this is very important for single moms in Germany, or any single mom wanting to move to Germany. I will talk only about Germany because that's the only country I lived in Europe. So, and I don't know about another European country, so let me focus on Germany. And for Germany, be careful whom you accept help from. Be careful whom you share your struggles with. Be careful whom you allow in your personal space. My cousin had a friend, a lady who was living opposite of her, who was always trying to help, who was always supporting when she was going to shop. She will offer to buy shopping, also offer that help. And I found it really good. I even told her, it's just like Africa, it's just like back home. But when I met the woman, I could feel and sense she was so fake. And I told my cousin, I just have that intuition. I just have that thing inside me. When I meet someone, something will just tell me if someone is fake. So when I met this woman, I just had that feeling. And I told my cousin, I don't want to spoil your friendship, continue with your friendship, but I also don't want to hide what I'm feeling. But this woman is fake. I can see she's fake. She's not genuine. She's not helping you because she's a caring, helpful woman. She is up to something. And this woman also offered to take over my life. She was like trying to open my letters, reading for me and all those things. And I just told her, no, sorry, I don't need help. I will try to help myself. I will try to, there are also officers who help with letters and stuff. So I will try to rather get help there. Come to find out that this woman was just compiling a case against my cousin. She reported my cousin to social workers, children services, that my cousin is never home, that my cousin is all this nonsense that she collected over time. Most of the things that she was telling were lies. Mostly my experience was these elderly people I met in Germany pretending like caring, helpful, supportive. They just want to report you. Another African woman had the similar case. The elderly lady living opposite of her was even recording the time she was leaving and the time she was coming back. Mind you, how much time do you have to? But if you're a pensioner, you are sitting there all day, so you have time to do those things. But they do spy on you. They do collect everything. I don't know why they don't mind their own business. Why they, if you help someone, just help genuinely. Don't help with hidden agendas. Why would you? This is a single mom. All she needs is support, not extra stress. What you are doing, what they are doing is extra stress. So this woman was also in another trouble because this elderly woman report her to the child services and she was investigated. That's what they are doing. I also had a case where my son was loved by another elderly woman and she would call and later she was asking me to live with this, my son, my middle son is a cutie. She fell in love with him and she would come over. But the mistake she made was she was trying to separate the little boys. My little brother and his older brother, they are like twins. They fight always, but they want to be together. So she would send the little one home and only serve this one food and snacks and treat him like a little prince. And I told her, no, that's not how I want. I want my children to be together. And she later said, yeah, I want to tell the children's services that you need help because with 3 children as a single mother, how do you cope? And that's why I wanted to take one for you. So be careful whom you open up your problems with. Even if you are sick and feeling like you will die now, get up. Take care of your children. They look into the bread boxes until what you are eating, until they are asking children questions. They are looking over children's body. I remember my son came back and told me the teachers were insisting I must say about a mark, a bruise he was having on his body, that it happened at home. But I told them it happened at school. People are constantly spying on you. Be careful, take care of your children, make sure that little money they are getting, you buy them fruits, put in balanced meal for your child. They are spying on you, and if they find out you are a single mom, it means you are more exposed to this treatment, that you don't know what you are doing. If at least if you are married to a German man, they feel that there is at least some proper help available, or you are at least the child will be taken care of. But they don't trust you as the African living alone with these children, that you will take good care of your children. So when you are sharing things, sometimes these people come like really friendly ear who wants to listen to your problems. Be careful whom you share your personal problems with. If you have children issues, if children who are struggling with issues, do not share everything. That auntie who was trying to take my little boy was so nosy. She would be constantly asking about each of my boy, everything. So I even tried to dodge her. Every time I was seeing her, I was just greeting and passing by because she always wanted to know everything about my children. And I know she was not being friendly or being caring. I know she was collecting information against me. So be careful whom you open up to. This is also an advice that the German woman gave me. Be careful. These people are collecting files. They don't offer help like a cleaner coming and supporting you with the chores you cannot do yourself. They don't. They just collect a file. If you say, I'm sick and I could not take care of the children, they note down take care or not take care of the children. So be careful. As a single mom, I'm sharing my experiences so you can learn from it. I wish someone was telling me these things. So be careful. And talking about going somewhere, let's talk about meetings. That's another point. Constantly, Germany is a country of meetings. My family back home knew the word Termin and Einkaufen. Termin meaning meeting, appointment. I constantly, you feel like a minister. That's how many meetings you have in a day, in a week, in a month. These people like meetings. You would be constantly going to meeting after meeting after meeting. You feel like a CEO. You have meetings, your planner is full of meetings. The children needs to go there. You need to see that person for this document, that. My goodness, Germany is a country of meetings. And as a single mom, every hour you are going away is an hour you could have do laundry or cook for your children or do homework of your children. It's an hour taken away from your children. So that was also the biggest struggle for me, going to this termin. Like I didn't like meetings. I did not like meetings because it was taking time away from my children and my house chores and my house responsibilities. But just know that you will get into a country of meetings forever. Meetings without end. There is no end to the meetings. So yeah, that was my struggle as a single mom, making time for these forever and never-ending meetings. That was my biggest struggle also. Yeah, but and with a full-time job, I knock off at 5. I have to take care of my child. I have to do homework. Also have to take him out for a little walk or something. And then it's a meeting. Then it's meetings. So it was a struggle. It was a struggle. So and not having that support, it was a struggle. A single mom having a full-time job, it's a struggle. In Germany, adding meetings, adding my condition, disability that wants me to rest, it was a struggle. Please learn from my mistakes. Do not do things that will put your family at risk and put you in risk of losing your children, because in the end, they will just do what is best in the best interest of the children, which is to take them away or you leave your job. So learn from our mistakes, and I am trying to expose things that foreigners don't talk about. There are so many things I would have learned from had someone made such videos and tell us the truth of what is really going on there. But people just show the good side and show the beautiful pictures of how good life is. And when I came there, I was shocked. Next video is culture shock. How I was shocked. So yeah, learn from my mistakes and try to do what is best for your family, not what is best for your pocket. Even the last point, depression and loneliness. Yeah, because you are a single mom, you don't really go out. You don't have time to go out. You just don't accept invitations or to go see someone or go. Yeah, my cousins tried to have some functions and they will invite me, but the difference was they had support during the weekends. My cousin would have the husband coming and giving a break to sleep out, to do this and do that, and I was not having that luxury. I was not having that support. So for me, it was 365 days duty. It was no break, 7 days a week, Monday to Friday, every day I'm on duty. There's no one coming and saying, let me take the children for you so you can rest a little bit or work a little bit. Sometimes, yeah, my cousin would say, bring the child and then you can focus on your job, so the little boy can play with my little boy. So yeah, but she also had her lives. It was not happening always. So yeah, that was the struggle, not having that support and not having that time to just go out, meet people, just breathe and be having that alone time, or meeting another adults. You are constantly, either you are working, you are cleaning, you are cooking, you are doing homework, you are going to termin meetings. You are constantly having no life, and that ends up in depression. You just start feeling like you are nobody, your life has no meaning. I was struggling so much with depression, but I could not even admit that, because I would risk losing my children if I admit I have depression and I go for treatment. I would be giving alerts that there are issues and my children needs to be investigated. So even not being allowed to admit and seek help, it's complicated. But depression is real. Depression was a real issue, because you just don't have that support. You don't have that aunt or you can go to and just blah blah, or even if you just go see your people, you feel better. But you know, when you come home, there's someone at home, there's someone who already took care of something. I was once telling my cousin, when she asked me, why don't you come join us, I said, when I'm sitting with you, I'm thinking I could have finished that laundry, I could have do this, I could have do that. I'm thinking of the chores I have to do, because when I come home, the children are hungry. There are things that needs to be taken care of, and I cannot take time off. There is no time to be with anyone. So at least with my cousin who was living next door, I could run in and out quickly, quick tea, or also not finish. She was always blaming me for not finishing my cup of tea, because there was no time. There is no time. I would drink half, and later she said, oh, should I just make for you half a cup of tea, because you never finish your tea. There was really no time. There are things we living abroad, diasporas, we Africans don't share. I wish people open up about the struggles also as much as we open up about the good life over there. So people come there mentally prepared. Yes, that's the point I wanted to get to. Depression. Be mentally strong. You must know already. Mentally, you must be strong. Loneliness will be there. You will be lonely, not having that partner where you can cry on at night, where you can tell the problems of the children, problems of the work, problems of being Germans also complaining about Germans, because that's the biggest complaint. So not having that person, being alone, you will fall into depression, and that loneliness will also lead to depression and all mental issues. So be prepared, be mentally strong. If you are planning to move abroad, even if you are not a single parent, be mentally strong. You must be mentally strong. Children must be prepared to be mentally strong, because that is a harsh country to live in. I don't know about other European countries, but the reality over there, the grass is not as green as we think. If you get there, you will notice what I'm talking about. You will experience, you will know about so many things that I will bring on this channel. I will talk about things, the struggles I had, the struggles my children were having. So the reality, I will be sharing the reality, the good, the bad, and the worst. So that is all for you, my people. Please do subscribe, support our young small channel so we can grow. And with that, I say thank you for stopping by. Always come back, always subscribe, leave me a comment, share, and always remember to put on that notification bell so